Good morning, pregame crew. How are ya? I hope you're doing well. Welcome to the pregame show. It is Wednesday, July 24th, 2024. Did I wake you up right then? I just woke myself up. It's 6:22 a.m. Mountain Time, 8:22 a.m. Eastern Time. Good morning. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Audio visual check, please. Good morning, Greg. Hey, Casey. Good afternoon. Hey, Rachel, Chris, Dollar Tree Farmer. I hope you can watch before the market opens too, and hopefully I'll say something profound from your lips to God's ears. Hey, Shake and Bake, KK Wave, Topher. Hey, Denny, Tess, George, Hector, Jeffrey, Hunter. Oh, my Lord, Hunter. ABPT looks great, and let me tell ya, I think of you every time I look at it, so that's a compliment to you. I literally think Hunter must be killing it. It's doing great in my dad's account. Thank you for that heads up on that chart. Hey, Nugget, Sir Fernando, Crypto. Thank you, Shake and Bake. Hey, George, you need a second coffee? I need to finish a coffee. I'm struggling finishing coffee. I guess it's a sign my body doesn't need it or whatever. Let's do a few chart requests before we get started in 7 minutes. And thank you for the like, by the way. I appreciate it. If you're a friend, you could hit that like button. That'd be great. If you're not a friend, hit the like button and we'll become friends. WGMI. Okay, Bitcoin miners ETF. Interesting. I don't know why I haven't seen this before. Very interesting. Nice rounded bottom on the weekly as bulls continue to turn and burn as Bitcoin has a green. Is Bitcoin technically? Yeah, it's green. I knew it was over the key EMAs. All right. What's the volume? The volume's low on this. Be careful. 266,000. That's pretty low liquidity. We got a lower low going into yesterday's close. We're opening green. This one's tough because liquidity, it's real choppy. You got a daily double bottom down here at 22.97. Man, I'm struggling to find an angle on this one. I like it long, and I'm trying to figure out what would trigger me in. I guess a pullback buy would be the safest entry plan, but you got a long ways to go to get up to 25.75. So overall, looks good. Daily uptrend. I don't see a setup for a day trade right here, right now. Doesn't mean it's not there. I just don't see it. All right, back up to the top. SMCI, all right. When is this heat wave going to end? And for all of us up here in the Northwest, this smoke is horrific. 110, 109 degrees plus smoke has not been fun. All right, SMCI broke weekly support. Yeah, yesterday we broke weekly support. We're still holding the weekly 26 EMA. Man. Okay. This one looks like a falling wedge. It has some falling wedge behavior. Lower low, lower low, tiny lower low without follow through. EMAs are overhead. I don't want to get it twisted and fall in love with a name that's really bearish right now with a weekly downtrend. However, if we can hold yesterday's low or even 760 and bounce, that could be a good long opportunity. I'm sure you can hear me having to use Kleenex because the smoke is just killing up here. All right. After SMCI, George, that has a nice sound to it. Lori and the gang. I think we, instead of Cool and the Gang, we should start calling it Lori and the Gang. The pregame show, come join the gang. PLTR for Hector. Hector, you love PLTR. And that is A-OK. I do too. Fundamentally, I like it. Weekly, we're inside last week's range. Daily, 4 hour, we're chopping around. We're closer to yesterday's low than high. It's in a tough spot. That 4 hour squeeze, I like it. Maybe a bottom fish off yesterday's low. That is something I could get behind. Put this on my short watch list because I like that 4 hour squeeze. I'll officially get started in 2 minutes. If you join and you're like, what the hell is she doing? She's already started. Oh, that's a bad word, kids. Don't say that word. I get on early just to get warmed up because words are hard at this time of the morning to match up with your brain. This is the chart that Hunter was mentioning, ABPT. Hunter mentioned this chart back in here. And it is a beauty and get nice follow through. Look at that rounded bottom. Every woman in the world would like that type of bottom. Okay. Do I have time for one more? Hello. Hey, Alice. Gita, I am so sorry. I keep missing your chart request in the YouTube chat for TCG. I forgot that our trial members can't post in chat. They can view only. So I sincerely apologize for that. So if you have a chart request, Gita, put it in chat and in the YouTube chat, and I will answer your chart request. We could totally celebrate good times. Yeah, hit the like button. Hey, Dylan. Watch your internal dialogue and how you speak about charts, like such and such is primed for a move. Is that what you want to see, or is that what the chart is showing you? So stay with the charts, not what you want to see, what you actually see. We do have a squeeze on the hourly. We're below the daily 50 MA. This could be a daily bear flag. I wouldn't say this is primed for a move. Could it rip faces off today? Absolutely. But is it a clear setup? Not really. All right, let's get this show on the road. We've got data that just came out. Let me go pull up what happened to ES. Any reaction? Not really. So we just had data come out. But let me introduce myself. My name is Lori, pronounced with a Ori. I'm Chart Gal Lori. If you want to give me a follow on X, that would be lovely. And tonight at 5 p.m. Eastern, it will be Trader Q&A. And that link is posted right here in chat. It's pinned at the top. You can click on that link and you can ask me anything, and it's going to be fun. These are usually pretty fun. So 5 p.m. Eastern, come ask me anything about my trading journey, options, futures, just whatever. And I will answer it. It'll be fun. All right. Well, welcome to the pregame show. And every morning, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, that is, I go over this market environment dossier table. And this is just a table of correlations that I like to monitor to see if things are shifting. And obviously things shifted pretty big overnight to the bears with Tesla and Google earnings reaction. Right here. So we had a pretty bearish overnight, and bulls can't seem to come up for water, or come up for air. That's how, see, that's why I get on here early. Can't even talk. So bear flag confirms below 55.42. Looking at the 15-minute chart, we are in a clear downtrend. NASDAQ has not confirmed a 15-minute uptrend yet. It's all about the 15-minute. If bulls can't create a 15-minute trend change, they go nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. And NASDAQ's a little bit more dire than ES. We have lost support, but we are at the daily 50 MA. Let's see if this support can hold. That would be pretty interesting to me if this daily 50 MA synthetic support holds. Again, we lost support. We lost 19,654, but we're holding the daily 50 MA. If bulls can get a 15-minute trend change right here, right now, this could be a good long, using the daily 50 MA as our trampoline jumping off point, potentially. RTY is holding up a little bit better than everybody else. We had that 40% retrace and a bounce. We're inside yesterday's range. Hourly, we're kind of drifting down, but we haven't lost the EMAs. It ain't game over yet for RTY. And yes, I said ain't game over. Ain't is a word in the South. 2250 is your next support on the Russell. Let's see if the Russell Bulls take a break today. And do we tighten up here on the daily and get an equilibrium? Higher high, higher low. Do we get a lower high and then a higher low? We've made room for a higher low. And do we get tighter? That would be a logical progression of that chart. Okay, on the daily, Dow is losing support. We have lost 40,466. On the weekly, last week we had a gnarly upper wick of profit taking and bears selling into it. You know, I don't know if I want to call this loss of daily support. That is a dinky higher high. So I'm going to use my own technical analysis judgment and say that we're still looking for a daily higher low on the Dow. This probably looks better on the 2-hour. Potential 2-hour bear flag. So bears have control on all 4 of our major indices. They are not making as much traction with the Russell. So the Russell's looking better than most. VIX is a little spunky overnight with the bearish action. Thanks a lot, Tesla. Tesla has missed 4 quarters in a row on earnings per share. To me, that's significant. And CNBC reported that they had a 40%, a little over 40% year over year decrease in earnings. That's significant as well. So Tesla may be in a bit of trouble. So on VIX, we're looking for an hourly higher low. We have enough room for a 4-hour higher low. And do we just get tighter? So VIX is green because the market is heavy. Hang Seng was red overnight, down 0.91%. DAX is down 0.75%. Bitcoin is our little smattering of green out there, you little engine that could. We're coming up to the 50 MA here. On the 4-hour, we've made enough room for a potential higher low. And Bitcoin daily chart looks great. There's nothing wrong with this chart. Structure is intact. So crypto is where I would be looking bullish today. If you're looking for a bull trade, that's the direction I would be looking until the bears prove otherwise. Ethereum, we had the ETF start trading yesterday, and that was a pretty big pickup in volume. You can see that there. But we're red and a 4-hour equilibrium here. Trap below the 4-hour EMAs. Bulls need to regain the 4-hour 4-hour EMAs in order for bulls to make any progress. Dollar bill, y'all. Weekly lower high is the more likely scenario. We're trapped below the weekly 50 MA. I have been pounding the table on this one as the one that's providing me the most clarity out of most charts that I was looking bearish the dollar. We're getting that down move now. Hourly downtrend. On the next bounce, bears have made enough room for a lower high. Top fish setup on dollar, and that is benefiting gold. Let's look at this on the daily. I drew this yesterday morning, and I circled in this area. Step 1, find the daily higher low. Then in the sequence, step 2, look for the daily lower high. If you are new to technical analysis and you're struggling with visualizing the right side of the chart, I would definitely pull this chart up and study it, because we need those charts that are clear. Not all charts are clear, and that's okay. I'm not required to trade all charts. I am only trading charts where I see clear setups, high conviction, and I pretend every morning I'm a retired trader, and I come out of retirement for high conviction setups. And I would say, if I had to put a number to it, 90% of the charts I look at, they don't have clarity as far as what the most likely scenario is next, and then next, and then next. Well, using the dollar clues, blues clues, that the weekly lower high is the more likely scenario, that made me go drill down on gold. And I haven't touched this chart since yesterday morning at 6:30 a.m., where I drew this for you saying, looking for the daily higher low, step 1. Step 2, on a bounce, we're looking for a daily lower high. The question is, will this be a daily bear flag, or will we EQ out, meaning we bouncing up for a lower high, making room for a higher low, and tighten up? And the more that you can just say, okay, I'm just going to pull up a random chart and I'm going to look at the right side. Okay, what's the next logical thing? On this one, what's the next logical thing? I just randomly pulled up copper for a daily lower high. That's the next logical step. On any bounce, that's the next logical step. We're in a weekly downtrend. We're looking for a monthly higher low. So on the monthly chart, what's the next logical step? A monthly higher low. Then on a bounce, we're looking for a lower high. So each time frame you can break it down and say, I'm going to visualize the Taylor Swift blank space, which is what I call the right side of the chart. It probably took me 5 or 6 years before I recognized this. Maybe I'm a little slow. We are historians. We're attempting to make money and gain an edge based on history, the left side of the chart. This has already happened. I can't make money on any of this. I can only make money on this side of the chart. Let's see, do we have... I was going to see if I could find a cute little emoji. I can't, because we know my magnet messes up my drawing. I can only make money on the right side of the chart. I am a historian using the left side of the chart to then say, okay, let me estimate probabilities on the right side of the chart with what is the most likely scenario. What's the next sequence? What's the next step? What's the next step after that? And start visualizing it, and then go down to lower time frames and say, okay, now I'm looking for my trigger setup to trigger me into that most likely scenario sequence. So just mapping all that in your head and even saying it out loud. Record yourself and show no one, but having to articulate what you see, write it down. It pushes your technical analysis to the next level. I haven't soapboxed a lot in a long time, and I've been soapboxing a lot this week, so bear with me. So on gold, on guard, I am now going to erase my drawings. So we're in an hourly uptrend, and on the 4 hour, we're in an uptrend. Okay, that wasn't a good look there, that upper wick on the data. So now we have a double top at 24.20, 24.21. Let's see if bears can take a stand here on gold, get a bounce going on dollar. I have no trade on here. Hey, Ted, I will go over Amazon for you. Okay, that's good to know. All right. Oil. So on oil, we're looking for the weekly higher low. I've been pounding the table on this one. This is pretty clear. We're looking for the weekly higher low. Daily, we had API estimates yesterday after hours at 4:30. We have inventory at 10:30 Eastern. On the next bounce, bears will be looking for a daily lower high. However, bulls are making a stand here saying, okay, we like this area. We're going to scout this location like you go scout deer and deer hunting. We're going to scout this location for our potential weekly higher low. They have to change the 4 hour trend to increase the odds that weekly higher low is set. On the hourly, they've changed that trend. So we do have inventory today. It's not my favorite day to trade oil, but a pullback buy compared to 77.08, that makes sense to me, looking for the potential weekly higher low. All right, Apple. Can I get a witness? Apple is strong this morning. They did have some, it's red, but it's strong comparatively. So they did have 2 upgrades this morning, and they had some bearish news, and that's kind of getting mixed up in there. Apple's holding the low of yesterday. So the way that we can divide our list is we can say low of yesterday intact. And then we could say, low of yesterday lost. And then we could do this, put a line right there in the middle, and then let's divide up our names based on this table. So yesterday, low of yesterday intact. This is a very short list. Apple is intact. Low of yesterday lost, and I'm just talking about even non-earnings names. Meta had a significant gap down. They're having a significant gap down. That is bearish. And you just start separating your list. And then this is the names over here that you look for potential bullish trades because you have support to play off. And these are the names that you look for bounces to short. Start making your list, checking it twice. Okay, so this is my bullish side of my T account. This is my bearish side of my T account. And I have to do this every morning. Well, Monday through Wednesday, I have to do this with the whiteboard. I write all this out. I'm looking at commodities, the indices, and I'm saying, okay, wait, just a slight red open on Amazon. All right, that's good. Meta, big gap down, huge. And I just keep separating. Netflix, we have a gap down. Apple, oh, it's holding the low. Google, of course, and Tesla, very large gap downs. Then I'm looking at GDX. Wow, GDX is gapping up. Okay, so that separates things. You can make another list. Who's gapping up and who's gapping down? You can separate your list and stay bullish on the bullish names, stay bearish on the bearish names from pre-market, and that will benefit you. I would say at least 75% of the time, that's you staying with the trend, and that's going to benefit you overall. Whew, wordy Gertie this morning. All right. So Apple is chopping sideways. We're still holding the low of yesterday. We have earnings next week. I like this the best on, let's go look at, I think it's the 3-day or 2-day. On the 2-day, we're looking for a higher low, and we have a clear double bottom at 222.27, 222.68. So we have a 2-day higher low double bottom. Now let's see if we can break that inside bar, get over the high of yesterday, and start making some headway to the upside. All right. Amazon is for Ted. Amazon had a big day yesterday considering. Look at that rejection at the daily 50 MA. That's a decent upper wick of bears selling into that daily 50 MA rejection. We have earnings next week. And we are coming in hot to yesterday's low. And at this point, bears will be looking for a top fish setup against yesterday's high on a bounce. But would I play this name bearishly when it's still holding the low of yesterday versus a name like Meta? I'd rather play Meta bearishly. Where are we now on Meta? Oh, we're down huge now on Meta. So now I'm looking for 5-minute overbought conditions to short Meta. Tell me when RSI gets to 70 on the 5-minute, and I'll look for a top fish on Meta, if I even get that. All right. So Amazon holding the low of yesterday on a bounce. You're looking for an hourly lower high due to the size of the pullback. Nvidia is gapping down. Gap rules apply. Rejection from the daily 26 EMA. And now we're looking at 116.56. Can it hold? Hold that line. Can it hold? Will be critical on a go-forward basis. Really heavy emphasis on semis. This beautiful daily equilibrium we've been watching, Yeah, that resolved to the downside in a big way. We are down almost 9% on Tesla. You have a gap down here at 213.23. Not all gaps have to be filled, but I do like to make note of them when I see them. We have a gap here. We filled that. So Tesla, you just go to reverse back burner mode. Okay, tell me when RSI hits 70. And I'm on the 15-minute for this one, just randomly pick that. You could also do it on the 5-minute, looking for top fish setups. As long as those 15-minute 12 EMA is overhead, don't try to be a hero. We ain't giving out any trophies for nailing bottoms. All right, next one, crowd. I have 3 minutes for Queen of the Mountain. Way to go, Lori. Okay, so crowd, I still have a position from yesterday. I had a live stream trade with the TCG members over here. I promised Geeta chart request. Did she request any before I forget? No. Okay, so I have 2 minutes left. So on crowd, I like for potential continuation on this one. GDX, gap rules apply. Double daily inside bars breaking bull over 37.56. As long as 37.56 holds, that is a long signal. Google reverse back burner. You're looking for 5 and 15-minute overbought conditions to top fish. Mara, I like a long setup against 21.50. Looking for this daily higher low. I like a bottom fish setup on Mara. PLTR, we went over that one already for somebody. Yeah, I like a bottom fish of yesterday's low potentially on PLTR, and SMCI has some falling wedge behavior. We went over that one earlier, lower low without follow through. Let's see if we can get a flush to 760 even or 758 for a potential long on SMCI and see if we can hold this weekly 26 EMA. All right, that's it for me. Oh, snow looked good yesterday. It was green this morning. Okay, we're red now. We're holding the low of yesterday. Looks better than most. Daily, we're looking for a lower high. Okay, now that's it for me. Y'all don't forget to tune in today. Ask me anything. There's the YouTube link right there at 5 p.m. Eastern. Be here and I will go through whatever your questions are related to trading and maybe not related to trading. My favorite color is pink, by the way. All right, y'all have a wonderful day. Use stop losses, TCG members. I'll see you in 10 minutes.